5:12 in the morning, the Strait of Hormuz, pale light just before sunrise. Two American attack aircraft were already flying low over the eastern strait when the destroyer below reported something that changed everything. Three separate radar tracks had just changed speed and heading at the exact same moment. That was never random. The lead aircraft dropped lower for visual confirmation. The strait offered almost no room for error. Shipping lanes were narrow, coastlines were too close. Small boats could hide in surface clutter until the geometry turned bad all at once. Then the details resolved. Narrow black shapes hammering across the water, armed mounts on the bows, hulls slamming across the chop at speed, throwing sharp white spray, closing the distance to the convoy lane with no sign of breaking off. Then two more contacts appeared from farther north, then three more. What looked like a loose civilian pattern had suddenly organized itself into something far sharper. One group angling toward the outer edge of the commercial lane, another staying wider, almost screening, a third accelerating late, as if waiting for the first two to pull attention away. The destroyer issued radio warnings, no response. The ship held its position between the incoming boats and the commercial traffic. The merchant vessels behind it continued forward. Slow, heavy, exposed, too deep in the channel to do anything else. Show of force authorized. The lead aircraft drove low across the lead boat's projected path, fast enough to send a message, low enough to make it unmistakable. One boat checked speed, another snapped slightly off course. But the lead craft did not break. It surged again, testing whether the American aircraft was bluffing. It was not. A muzzle flash flickered near the lead boat's bow. A burst struck the water directly ahead of the convoy lane. Another fast boat turned harder, trying to pressure the shipping from a different angle. Cleared to engage. The nose came down. The pilot centered the fast boat through his sights. The target bounced hard over the chop. Still fast, still committed. The aircraft fired, a short controlled burst. Water columns erupted around the boat first, then walked directly into it. The hull shuddered. Momentum collapsed. The wake behind it disintegrated into foam and drift. Lead craft disabled, but the fight did not stop. The surviving boats split wide, separating by angle and speed, forcing every eye in the battle space to work harder. Then the destroyer's net changed tone entirely. Multiple shore-based radar emissions detected. The wingman looked inland. Along the Iranian coastline, beyond the morning haze, new radar returns were building where none had mattered seconds earlier. Search systems. Tracking systems. Something waking up in layers. Then smoke trails appeared on the horizon, rising from inland, climbing into the morning air at a steep angle. The threat receivers in both cockpits came alive simultaneously. Brake, brake, brake. Both aircraft dumped countermeasures and snapped into hard defensive turns. Flares burned white against the blue-gray surface of the strait. The surviving fast boats immediately pushed harder toward the convoy lane. The destroyer was now fighting on two planes at once. Aircraft braking above, fast boats pressing below. Merchant ships trapped in the narrowest water on Earth. The A-10s had entered Hormuz to control a surface fight. Now they were staring at missile smoke rising from shore. The strait had just become something far more dangerous. Now tell me, if you were the pilot in that cockpit with fast boats below and missiles rising from shore, what would your next move be? Drop your answer in the comments. And tell me where you are watching from. Your city, your country. Subscribe us for more news of war,